Good morning, Peace Nation. I am back. It is your girl, Karen Denise, and I say welcome to the channel. Yes. And don't forget, wipe your feet when you come in by hitting that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Share the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Well, today's video is not I didn't really pick anything I wanted to talk about because in a way I want to talk about a lot of things. So it's nothing specific, but it is concerning IAG farms. Tim did a recent video, and he talks about defiance and defying people when people say what you can't do, who you aren't. And he tried to make it seem like God wants us to be defiant. No, he doesn't, Tim. God does not want us to either defy him or man's laws. That's why the Bible tells us that we are to give Caesar what is Caesar's and God what is God's. Now, of course, we have free will and we can make choices. But the choices we make will determine where we go. They will determine our relationship everlastingly with the Father. Not right now, not what people see, not our relationships with people and, how we impress them, but where we are standing in God's eyes in the end. God does not call us to defy the odds as far as when we know we can't do something, we attempt it anyway without getting understanding and knowledge of the thing. Everything you're doing on the outside of that trailer, from what contractors are saying, are not going to be good in the end. But you go, Tim. You go right ahead. From what they're saying, you're not going to be able to move it. But, are you going to try to defy that odd and move that trailer off that property? You're being defiant when it comes to celebrating your children's birthdays. Letting the subscribers know when these children were born. You had no problem taking donations for the children under your terms. You made it very clear that you're born sometime in December, so the subscribers know that. One channel has let us know, Cam and Ash, shout out, that Titus is born in June. So we know that Titus is no longer 7. Titus is now 8. But you don't celebrate them. Show love to your family, Tim. The Bible wants a man to take care of his wife. You love to point out what the Bible, have Megan pointing out anyway. So you don't come right out and do it. You put Megan in front of the camera and make Megan prove that women have to be submissive. You do know that men have to be submissive to their wives too. What about when God told Abraham to listen to Sarah? She was his helpmate. That means that you don't know everything. And that sometimes you need to look at it from the perspective of your wife. Because she has good ideas too, Tim. Guess what she has? She has God's spirit residing in her as well. We all walk around with a piece of God in us. He made us in his image. He didn't give the Holy Spirit as only a helper and an aid to man. He gave it to mankind. But no, because you want to be that 12-year-old boy, and the reason I say 12 is because you say 5 boys, 1 brain. Average their ages out, and this is what all the boys are. Well, when you add up your age with the boys' ages, and there's 5 of you, that means you're all walking around like 12-year-olds. Well, we know that the 6, the 8, and the possibly 10-year-old is not acting like they're 12, especially educational. Definitely not Benjamin. He's only one. So who does that leave for acting like they're 12, 13, maybe 14? But 12 is the average age, Tim, of all five of you. You know, five boys making house. Yeah. So you're walking around there and everything is my way or no way. If I don't get my way, we got a problem. And, I said that I am not going to ride for Megan anymore. And for the most part, I'm not. But I'm beginning to understand her. Megan was a lonely woman who wanted some things. And you stepped into her life and you preyed on what she wanted. And when I say pray, I don't mean P-R-A, I mean P-R-E-Y. You preyed upon this woman's wants and desires, and you used those things against her. And now you have her thinking that no man will want her again, no other man, because you're a woman with children. You don't keep yourself up. That's why you don't mind her keeping herself down. I really think that you make it so she don't. You're not cutting your own hair, Tim. Not the way that shape up is. It's a lie. You're going to a barber. You're letting them trim you up here, even though they need to trim this part up. But you're letting them do the shape up around your face, around your head. But Megan can't get anything done. This woman cannot get her hair taken care of. This is not good. And, Lost and Turned Out, Ready to Ride 10 subscribers. Y'all love to tell us to stop talking about this family. Well, tell this family to stop putting this foolishness on YouTube. When you see something and don't say something, you're complicit with what's going on. That means that if I'm standing there and my friend is robbing a bank or killing someone, and I don't try to stop them, I just stand there and go along with it, cheer it on, guess what I am? Just as guilty as them. So I'm going to continue to say something about this foolishness. And like I said before, if Tim truly changes, I will give him his flowers for the change. But we see Tim has no intentions of making any changes. Not when it comes to doing right. Stop pretending to be a pastor, Tim. You have never been a pastor outside of being given some certificate in a back room and no direction. You have never had to sit down under someone and really learn who God is and learn to properly shepherd the sheep. So you brought it to YouTube because you know why you brought it to YouTube? After you scammed, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly for YouTube, the people in Jackson out of their money, the money was no longer coming in when the people realized there what you were doing. So you had to find a different hustle. And the biggest hustle there is in the world is religion. I said it. Don't get mad at me, people. It's the truth. The biggest hustle in the world is religion. Not true service to God, but religion. People are using this to take advantage of others, and Tim figured this out and is doing it. So guess what he's doing? He's being defiant to God. He's not taking care of God's people the way he's supposed to. He's not teaching God's people and drawing people really to God. He's drawing people to him and his foolishness. And to Satan. I'm going to say it. Satan, who allegedly is Tim's real God, the God of this atmosphere. The God that only worries about what is here now. The God who doesn't care if you lose your soul to gain the world. And Tim doesn't care as long as he's gaining. And he doesn't care what it's doing to Megan. Megan is so stressed. that she can't even hold on to her hair. How do I know? I'm going to show you how I know. You see this? My hair in the front here used to be a lot thicker, a lot thicker. When I was in Jersey, I was stressing so much about my mom that every time I turned around, I was just pulling out clumps of my hair. Well, now my hair is starting to grow back in because I'm moving differently. I'm being more peaceful. I'm trying to move right and not hurt others and not lie and scheme and scam. Now, I'm not saying in Jersey I was scheming and scamming because I wasn't. I was just so not relying on God for my mother's health. I was stressing like it was on me that I was losing my hair. So I get it. And Megan is like Pinocchio. His nose grew every time he lied. The more she lies for Tim and go along with what he's saying, her hair is getting shorter, breaking off. It's just looking bad. What man wants his woman to look like this? A man that loves his woman never wants his woman to look like this because she's a representation of him. And Tim, as narcissistic as he is, you think he'd want Megan to look good. He doesn't care about her. He doesn't really love her. He only loved and cared about what she can do for him and where she can get him. Stop being defiant, Tim. Megan, stop following the foolishness. Speak up. Stand up for what's right so that God can do a change with you. Take care of yourself. You're falling apart in front of us. This is not good. If anything, you should be glowing up. Tim is trying to make himself look better and at the same time tearing you down and pointing out every little thing that's wrong with you. But the only thing wrong with Tim, according to him, is that he's been to prison. Not none of this other foolishness that he's doing now. It's sad that people sit and watch YouTube and think this is okay. Because what is he? Oh, he's a black man trying to make it. Tim ain't really trying to make it. If YouTube stopped tomorrow, you think Tim's getting a job? Megan better get off her behind and beg that college back for her job, because Tim ain't going nowhere to work for nobody. Tim has every piece of equipment out there to start a landscaping business, but what does that require? Getting off his behind and having a schedule and actually doing the work and being responsible. But you know what he's going to do? I think that Tim bought all this equipment, not just because he likes toys. Tim has a plan. Those boys can't go to school, but they're going to have to learn to work this stuff. And if something happens and they need it, these boys are going to do this business. And ain't nothing wrong with a man teaching his child how to have their own business and be an entrepreneur, but not because it's something that he really wants. Not if he has to be involved as far as going out, getting the contracts and stuff, because landscapers have to go out, find clients, prove to the clients that they're going to do a great job and on time, the right way, all the time, or people move on to someone else. Tim doesn't want to be responsible like that. So he's going to make Megan go back to work. And is she going to have to go back to work with her hair broken off all over and pieces everywhere and for the people to say, what happened to you? Because that's what those women are going to say. Some are going to say it to her face, and some are going to say it behind her back. Let me tell you something. Some of you women sit here and watch YouTube and watch this channel, and y'all like Megan's downfall. Because y'all are miserable. And y'all want another woman to be miserable. Because y'all have had relationships worse than the one she's in. And guess what? If I can survive it, she can survive it. She ain't no better than me. Don't you want better for your sister? Even if it means having more than you? What's wrong with wanting to see another woman thrive and be the woman God really wants her to be? But y'all don't want that. Because y'all are just as defiant when it comes to God's laws as Tim is. Because you know what y'all do? Y'all sit here and pretend y'all are Christians. There's nothing Christian about you because Jesus would not do this. Jesus would not respond to Tim the way y'all are responding to him. You know what Jesus would do? Try to correct him, show him to move in a different direction. But you get mad at the reaction channels because we're saying something. We're not saying something to just be petty. You've got me to the point where I would be petty. But that's not why I started this channel. I wanted them to be better. I was a staunch supporter of this channel in the beginning. And now I go back and I watch some of the videos and I get it. We didn't see certain things because we had blinders on to the concept. We have to look beyond the concept and look at the reality of what's going on. These children are in danger of being able to be a part of society. They're not going to know how to function in society. If anything happened tomorrow to Tim, and I'm not hoping for that, and Megan has to go back to work because she's not going to be able to do this by herself. And the reason I say that is because it's not possible. It's because Tim has put it in her that she can't. She believes everything Tim has told her about herself. She thinks she's weak. These children will have to go back to school. And these children are going to feel some type of way when they get in school and they're so far behind and they know nothing of what the other children do educationally as well as what's going on in the world. And I don't mean the bad stuff. I just mean like little simple things like the games children play, the way they interact with each other. They're not going to know how to interact properly with other children their ages. But y'all are okay with this. Y'all are really okay with this man putting these people in this position. Because understand this. God will move a person out of your way for your destiny. Did you hear what I said? If God has a destiny for you, a place he really is determined direction you're going to go in, you will wonder why some people will leave your life. Stop and think about your own life, lost and turned out. Have you ever really wanted to do something or had a goal and you had people that seemed to be standing in the way, and then you was wondering why certain friends and certain family members weren't around anymore? Because God will put it in a person's heart to move out of your way when he has something for you. And this can mean by leaving or death. And if there's a real call for something better on Megan and those boys' life, Tim better hope God doesn't move him out of the way. Because in Tim's case, the going away could also be present, back to present. And the reason I say that is because Tim has not changed. Tim has only changed the way he operates, not his goals. His goals haven't changed. Since Tim was a child, you could tell it by the things he was doing. It was about Tim and getting things and not wanting to work for them and scheming and scamming and robbing. He's doing it in a different way. And y'all don't see it. And at the same time that he's doing this, because we have a choice to do what we want to do with our life. The problem is he's affecting these children and their growth. But who am I? That's just my personal opinion, lost and turned out. You know, 10 ready writers, the ignorant, arrogant, and gullible. Because you know what IG stands for. I'm about grifting. And the other letters are who y'all, some of y'all are. We have all been bamboozled by this family. Those of us who first started watching, I remember, and I have a subscriber, and I'm going to say your name, and I hope you don't get upset, Barbara. One day I was in town visiting and we was talking about IAG Farms. I mentioned them because this is how much I really like them. I was encouraging other people to watch them. And she pointed something out about something she saw on the channel, and I sat there and defended him. I did. Because I didn't see what she saw. But I went back and I watched the video that she told me to watch, what she had saw. And my eyes opened up. And I was like, wow, how did I miss that? You know how we miss it? Because y'all don't think that we want them to do better, that we weren't cheering them on. We missed it because we wanted different. Sometimes we don't see who a person is showing us that they are because we want to only see the good. We give people the benefit of the doubt. Well, I had an aunt who told me that you never give people the benefit of the doubt. And I never understood why she said that till a couple of things happened to me in life with people in my life. And you don't. People should always prove to you their right and their good intentions. And we overlooked it. It was staring us in the face and we overlooked it. And God, see, this is what God does too. God removed the blinders. And he used other people to do it. And that's what these reaction channels are doing. We want the blinders taken off your subscribers. We're not telling them to unsubscribe. We're telling them to hold you accountable for some of these things you're doing. When it comes to those children, when it comes to his wife, when it comes to the way that they are scamming the people of God. Because a lot of people that are a part of IAG have a lot of love for God. And that's what drew us in. This channel was supposed to be about God and a vision from God. And not slowly, some of us missed it. I was one of them. Tim kept changing the seasons on us. And we didn't even realize that Tim was basically telling us that God didn't know what he was talking about until the blinders came off. Then we got it. So God gave you a vision, told you how to do the vision, put you in a season, and then said, oh, never mind. I was wrong. Remember when you first started this? You said that when God brought y'all out to the farm, God put y'all on a sabbatical for a year or two. You've been out there 4 years. The sabbatical was to get your family together, get established. He didn't say complete everything you want to complete. According to you, God told you to get established. Get your family established here. And then you can go back in the ministry. I have never heard a minister say that God pulled him away from ministry to just establish himself. Yeah, don't save lost souls. Just take care of you. I got the rest. I've never heard that. Not really. But I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, God is giving you a rest period. Not taking you away from the ministry, but allowing you to minister to your family. See, because this wasn't about you ministering to us. This was about you ministering to your family and bringing them closer to God and establishing yourself on that farm, according to you. But that's not what happened. So now we see that you're not doing any of your missions. You're not trying to feed anyone, not really, because Tim, you film everything. You film yourself throwing away your dog and giving it to your mom. Like, every little thing you film. Everything. You film yourself talking about Philip head screws and how much you hate them. And y'all spent 4 minutes of the video on that. So you film everything. You showed us what we already knew, that the boys behind the scene don't know what they're saying, don't know what they're doing, so y'all keep doing takes. Like, this is a production, this is not your life. Megan said before, y'all could pick up the camera and just start filming because your whole life is content. Well, obviously, Tim thinks he's a producer. And unfortunately, he's also producing your relationship with God and the lack thereof. But I love you, Peace Nation, and you know what I always say. Didn't hit the like coming in, hit it on the way out. Didn't subscribe to the channel. We're growing. And remember, never let anyone take you out of your peaceful place. Bye.